I'm very excited about my new fence, and my front yard project is almost completed. I even put sod in the sidewalk, a little patch by the sidewalk. So I'm gonna be out here watering a couple times a day. Can't let it get dry. So let's start looking at the plants. So what did I choose? All these plants are very low maintenance. That means in the beginning they require a lot of water. They just require a little fertilizer when you plant them, maybe once a year. Trim them once a year, maybe twice. But once they're established, they really don't require a lot of trimming or water. The one that does require a lot of trimming is this juniper here. This grows pretty big, can get huge, but I'll keep it small. It's a golden juniper. I think you've seen these. These can get humongous. It's about the only thing here. And I had it, so I wanted to use it. These are lavender, English lavender. Cut them back every year down to the ground. They come back. This is butterscotch euonymus. They stay pretty small like that. I haven't trimmed them at all. I've had them about a year. They really haven't grown much. This is cryptomeria, nana globosa. That means it stays like that shape. I have a few of them throughout this yard. So here we have a repetition: the nana globosa cryptomeria, the butterscotch euonymus, the lavender, and then here we have little devil ninebark. This doesn't grow very tall, about 4, maybe max 5 feet. And I'm gonna let it do its thing. It's native. It replaces barberry, which is invasive. I have 2 barberry plants, which I constantly have to cut back, and apparently they're not good. So here we have repetitive again. Lavender. This is very short. Butterscotch euonymus, lavender, little devil, and so forth. I might plant some annuals to give this color in the future. This year I don't think I'm doing anything. I want to just take care of the plants I currently have. Probably put some pretty colors in here later on next year, or maybe later on in the season. These are gold euonymus. These grow bigger. These can grow a good 6-7 feet. You have to keep these trimmed, but they don't grow very fast. They're easy to trim. And over there are I built a little hedge of cryptomeria. So over this fence we have Hollywood. We'll see it later. Back there is a Hinoki Cypress, and that is a Laceleaf Japanese Maple that sort of grows about 6 feet wide, very low. It looks like an umbrella. You might see it in other people's yards. This is a blue point juniper. I have 3 of them. They grow tall and narrow. Easy care, super easy care, drought tolerant. This is sunshine ligustrum. It's a non-invasive form of ligustrum made by Southern Living plants. And I have 3 of them over the fence here. So if you see, I try to pick colors that sort of contrast nicely. I have the blue, the gold, this chartreusey color, this purpley color, green, and then, well, not purple, that's not purple. The purple is a lavender. The other one's like a burgundy color. So once all this grows in, the ligustrum gets about 6 feet tall, about 4 feet wide. So it'll fill up the space. It'll be like a little hedge of privacy, but not too tall. Okay. So the little devil ninebark is from the first edition series. Proven Winners make something called Tiny Wine Ninebark, which is really good too. It's almost the same plant. Okay, now here we have the dianthus pinks, part of the carnation family. These are called lemon lime nandina. They don't grow very tall either, maybe 4 or 5 feet. I have some in the backyard. I have the obsession nandina, which are red, very easy to grow. The only ones I've had a problem with are the tiny ones. I think they were called flirt nandinas. They dried out. I mean, I don't know what happened. I only have one left. So I have 2 of them here, again with the blue point juniper. And I went with the blue point juniper as opposed to the emerald green arborvitae that I was using in the backyard, because deer like emerald green arborvitae. So I don't really want to invite them here to this yard. We don't get that many deer, but once in a while they do come by. So in these beds, here's a sod that I have to water. It looks already slightly dry in between. I definitely need to put some water on this. I made these huge beds on each side. And if you see from this side, I sort of lined the whole area with a garden bed. In the middle there is going to be a tree. I just haven't chosen it yet. So here we have, this is a little evergreen. So you always want evergreen interest because you want winter interest. You want to make sure that in the winter this isn't barren. So you always have to start, the skeleton of your landscape has to start with some evergreens and shrubs that are going to be there year round and are going to look nice year round, either whether it's the leaves or the branches. So this stays kind of small. It grows very slow, easy to trim. It's a bird's nest. I forget what kind of evergreen this is, but it's probably a picea or okay, like a little fir. And then here we have a bobo hydrangea. You can cut that back after it grows. They grow small. They stay lower than 3 feet, and they're panicle hydrangeas, so they don't droop. These little white flowers are called candy tuft, and they spread. They're ground cover, they're perennials. They'll spread a little bit, you know. You want to have some sort of ground cover like this to take the place of weeds, especially in garden edges. But you see I have all that space there. I might have to add some other stuff there. Probably annuals. Annuals are the colorful flowers like those there. Those are all annuals. Here are daylilies. These I've had here since I moved in. I moved them around. Everybody knows daylilies. These are, I mean, they're so hard. They're so tough. Excuse that noise. That's somebody using their blower. And between the daylilies and this, I have this dappled red twig dogwood. It's called a halo. That blower is really loud. I have these creeping phlox, and when the daylilies are not there because I cut them back, that's in the early spring, that's what you see. And then placed underneath the daylilies are all the narcissus, the daffodils, which are still sticking up here and there, and they'll come back next year. This is a lilac, but it's a tiny lilac. It grows maybe 5 feet. I have a big one in the back that I have to trim this week, tomorrow actually. Okay, so these beds I haven't done anything to them. I'll go over them later maybe. My neighbor will stop using their blower. So this is a repeat of that other bed, except that I don't have the lilac. I have 2 bobo hydrangeas here. They're from Proven Winners, the bobo hydrangeas. And they're small, you know, they stay about 4 feet. They're not humongous. Okay, so I can't step on the grass, so I have to do it from over here. On this side, you see, oh, that's my neighbor with his blower. On this side, you see the Laceleaf. This is the Laceleaf Japanese Maple and the Hinoki Cypress. That gets really tall and narrow. It's really beautiful. And there's all this space underneath here, which I'll probably put some annuals for now. But that that maple will cover most of that area when it gets big. It'll get about 6 feet wide, about 5 feet tall, maybe a little taller. And here we have more Bobo hydrangeas. I did like a little drift, and some annuals. I actually put some flowers in there. Those, they die back. They don't come back every year. Here we have, I put these in about a year ago. These are from Proven Winners. They're double play Big Bang spirea, and they're just amazing plants. Highly recommend these. They look great all year round. The winter they're just twigs, but they have such amazing color in the spring and in the fall. It's just beautiful. So that's the new side or whatever that we did new. Back here, this is my shade. This is north facing my neighbor's garbage, which eventually I'm going to put some sort of barrier. These are the emerald green arborvitaes that I was talking about. These get sort of tall like those. Those are green giants. Those might get a little taller. And here we put some new hostas. These are blue hostas. I have these hostas for a very long time that grew humongous, but these are going to be blue. Those are green. Here we have other hostas I put in, which are white and green. And then we have lady's mantle, another hosta with the green with white around the leaf. And this is called a viburnum, a viburnum, a Davidii with 2 eyes at the end. And it likes shade, and I'm probably going to put it here, fill in this little section. I got this astilbe, which is humongous. I don't know if I'm going to keep this here. I do want to put an evergreen here at some point. I might get one of those sky pencil holly. Oh, yay. The blower stopped. Might put a sky pencil holly here, and maybe one in the middle just to give some height here, because there's no height. It's just like blah. So I might do a sky pencil holly. Doesn't mind the shade too much. This is a brunnera, which I have to plant. This is an old astilbe that I moved from the front. It was shriveling up in the front because it was getting too much sun. It really likes the shade though. Okay, so let's do the front now that the blower is not blowing. I got another spirea to put right in there in between the two of those. So this is Tough Stuff mountain something hydrangea. So basically it's a Laceleaf hydrangea. It's not the ball, it's like spread. It's really pretty. I put a lot of acid amendments so they could come out blue. More dianthus that I have to sort of cut back. This little baby cryptomeria. This is the barberry, the monster. And supposedly barberries invite ticks, and they're invasive since they are not native to New Jersey. And they get huge and they cut you up because they have these little spiky thorns. So you always have to wear gloves all the way to your, like leather gloves, all the way up to your elbows to work with them, just like you need for roses when you trim roses. These I love. These are sedum. So you see this like this goes back down to the ground. You can cut them back and then it grows every year. Just beautiful. It has these flowers and they're succulents and they're hardy. So they're perennials. They come back every year. This is the old tulips here that I'm letting the bulbs absorb all the energy from the leaves. So that's why you see that there. I don't take it down until it turns all brown. Once all the leaves turn brown, then I'll cut it back. And these are my boxwoods, which look good. I mean, I haven't trimmed them. They probably need a little trim, but they kind of look good. I trimmed the ones on the other side because they were looking a little wild, but these look okay. That's my neighbor again. When you live close to everybody, you hear everybody's stuff, and they probably think I'm crazy because I'm here talking to myself with holding a phone, but whatever. It is what it is. All right, and then here we have all my annuals. I might put some of these in the ground. Same thing here. This is blue fescue. Another barberry. These are the ones I trimmed down. So yeah, it's 15 minutes, a little tour of my front yard. I'm really loving the way it's coming out. Got to put some mulch, so there's still work to do. But wow, what a difference, right? So later on, I'm gonna figure out what kind of tree I'm gonna get. I've been researching trees and I haven't decided on it. This is gonna go right here. You see all the cars when they come down the street, the first thing they see is my house. So it has to look good, and I needed some sort of privacy, some sort of barrier. That energy coming from out there, I needed to block it before it gets to my house. So that's it. Good night, everybody. Buenas noches, buenas noches.